What's up, YouTube? It's your host with the most, the real Taylor Nicole, back at it again with another god darn episode for y'all. I hope y'all having a lovely Friday. I hope y'all have been having a magnificent New Year's. Only like what's it? How many days is it now? In the new year, my brain is already forgetting. We're oh snap. Let me go. I gotta go look at the calendar to get the. I didn't forgot how many days we're in. What's today? The 24th? Yeah. It's been 24 days. 24 days in the new year already. And I'm gonna just say this. For most people, they would have been and quit doing the podcasting. But I'm actually really, really truly enjoying the podcasting. It's therapeutic. It's I don't know, I'm just enjoying it. So great news. So far I haven't gotten all the episodes up to date just yet. But you can find the podcast on Spotify underneath Movies with Tay, and also Apple Podcasting underneath Movies with Tay. If you can find either one, you should be able to find them both. Um, I'm still working on learning which links you can use, but I will do my best to get them either on my actual YouTube account where you can click it or what have you. Some people prefer to listen to podcasting on Apple Podcasting, Spotify Podcasting. I'm gonna put it on. It's on those platforms right now. It's only 2 episodes on each platform, but I will get them all out there eventually. Get them all caught up to where you guys can either watch it here or listen to it on those podcasting websites. Let's say that one day you're not in the mood for YouTube, but you're like, let me see what's on these Apple podcasts and the Spotify podcast, and boom, look your girl up, Movies with Tay, and you'll find it. But yeah, that's just some new news I wanted to bring out to you guys before we jump right in today's episode. Um, like I said, your host with the most is back with another episode, and today is episode 27. Okay. So as y'all know, we introduce this in the segment. So this is segment 1, introducing the film. Once again, this is episode 27. Name of the movie is Dying to Be Famous. This movie runs for about an hour and 25 minutes. It was released October 3rd of 2024. The director for this film was Damien Rami. The executive producers for this film is Tammy Roman, Dante Lee, and several other executive producers. It was too many for me to list off. Usually I would, but that's just it was like 5 or 6 different people, so wasn't doing all that. You can look it up if you want to. You can catch this film, aka where to watch it. You can catch it on BET Plus, BET Plus, BET Plus, Sling TV, Amazon Prime Video, YouTube TV. Once again, where to watch: BET Plus, Sling TV, Amazon Prime Video, and YouTube TV. Now, of course, uh, the next thing we go into is the characters. Now, it was a total of 14 people um, in this film. 13 were credited and one person was uncredited. You can look that up on IMDb if you would like. I have a full list of all the people who are in the film. Unfortunately, I'm only going to list off the main characters or the people that matter the most, and they're going to have, of course, their picture. The rest of the characters, I will list their name and what their character status was, but I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time on characters like I usually do. So let's get into the characters. Starting off, we have Miss Tammy Roman as Darlene Samuels. She's the mother of our next character, which is played by Renee Love of London Samuels. Then we have Lou Kimball as Gavin Walker. Then we have Nadia Adelaide as Erica Mark. And then we have a few minor characters who hold a place in the movie at least, and I want to mention those, which is Lonnie B as Jay, Javon White as James, Zanique as Tori, Jazz Anderson as Cash Monet, Al B. Sure as a preacher, Carlos Guerrero as Detective Wright, and Ed Casa as Dr. Sarona. And then there was a few other people that I did not put on this list because there was a total of 14 characters, 13 credited, one uncredited, that were in the film. I just honestly don't want to spend a whole lot of time putting up all these pictures of all these people. So you'll know who the prominent cast is based on the fact that they have a picture. Good. Um, so now that we got that introduction out of the way, let's go ahead and let's jump right into talking about the film. Let's go ahead and get into segment two, telling the film. So with this film, it opens up with us meeting a social media influencer, Tori Cox. Once again was played by Zanique. She's talking to her fans on her live stream, and I'm sorry guys, I'm gonna hold the mic because clipping it on my headset has been kind of messing with my eyes a little bit, so I'm not gonna clip it there. So unfortunately, I'm gonna hold the microphone almost the entire show until my arm gets tired. Anyway, but like I said, the movie opens up with us meeting the social media influencer Tori Cox, who was played by Zanique. She was talking to her fans on her live stream, connecting with her fans and all this, jazz, and explaining how she's been getting stalked by some stalker, and just telling people like, it is what it is. And then she's also bringing up about her man, and her man mysteriously just pops in the house and everybody gets to see his face and all this other jazz. And they end up, start having a little spicy scene moment, if you will. And things get a little spicy. So she ends the live. They go in, have their little spicy scene, and he leaves. When he leaves, some woman, and it's a woman based on a silhouette and a figure, you can tell it's a woman. Some woman is in her home, and unfortunately, her, okay, stabs her to death. And that happens, and now we get to see her at her, well, not her, I'm sorry. Now we get to meet another social media influencer, and a celebrity hairstylist, social media hairstylist, whatever you want to call them, which was London and Jay. London is the social media influencer, and Jay is the hairstylist, the celebrity makeup guy. He's the guru, right? So we get to meet them, but we meet them at Tori's funeral. Now they're at Tori's funeral, which is where Albie Shore's character comes in at. He's the preacher. He's up there preaching and blah 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 blah. And they ain't nobody really listening to preacher man. They all in there for social media growth. That's what they all in there for. They all in there trying to collect fame off of Tori's death. Well, the funeral ends, and um, before the funeral ends, actually, Jay had made a comment to London about how he can't get caught slipping like Tori did. Now, keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. Well, after the funeral, London goes home. She runs into her doorman, and they're out there chit chatting or whatever. He hands her her mail and some packages that she had got, and she comes in, hands her mama the letter that was given to her, and it's a certified letter. So what certified letters are, they usually super important. So Darlene, and her are in there talking, and Darlene asks her what those packages were, and she tells her they some expensive shoes, basically, is what they were. And Darlene's like, hey, you need to be more cautious with your spending because she doesn't tell her why, but she just tells her that she needs to learn how to live with inside her means. And her daughter's like, what are you talking about? Like, and she's like, do you want to be wealthy or rich? And and people don't understand the difference between wealthy and rich. If you don't understand, I'm not about to spend a whole 15 minutes explaining that to you, the difference between wealthy and rich. Google it, look it up, learn it, and understand it. Argue with your mama. But anyway, so um, after that that conversation, Darlene and I'm not Darlene, but London tells Darlene like, I'm gonna go hop on live and talk or whatever. And Darlene gives her I guess you can say a momager, pep talk, basically letting her know when you get on that live, don't be too chipper. Act like you're actually sad about Tori's death, because London doesn't know Tori directly. They were social media friends, if you will. And that's what London had told the doorman. Like, we were just social media friends. We weren't real friends, basically. And Darlene tells her, if you're gonna get on that live, try to promote some brand deals, try to promote some things, get those branding people, looking into you. And she's like, and while you're on there, don't be too chipper. Act like you actually were sad about Tori's death and blah blah blah. So London goes and goes to have her do, start her live stream or whatever on some social media website. And no, it's not Instagram, but she has her little live stream. These movies don't use the actual company's stuff, but you know. Um, and while London's doing that, Darlene goes and meets with James. And she's talking to James about the letter that they got. So the letter they got was basically letting Darlene know that London's trust is coming to an end. Once she hits 25, there will be no more money. And London's going to be turning 25 within about 30 to 45 days. So Darlene's trying to figure out a way to extend it so that they can still reap the benefits of the money that her late husband had left in the trust for London until she hits 25. And James is pretty much like, girl, I can't help you. I want to tell you, I can't help you. I can't help you in London. Y'all better learn how to live with inside y'all means while y'all got the money coming in as y'all got it coming in. Because I don't know what to tell you, sweetheart. Once this ends, it ends. There's nothing I can do to reverse it. There's nothing I can do to stop it. It is what it is. And London's like, bullshit. Yes, you can, but whatever. It's cool. So, um, while London's on the live stream, she's, first she goes from getting praise to people start talking junk to her and she can't take it. So she makes up an excuse and gets off the live stream. While she gets off the live stream, she comes across Erica Mark's live stream. And she hears Erica talking, and all this other jazz. And she's showing a little signs of jealousy, but she stumbles upon Gavin Walker, a talent agency guy who kind of helps, you know, put them out there and get them the notoriety they're looking for and, pushes them, right? And London gets this idea of like, why not have Gavin help me? So when Darlene comes home, London tells Darlene, like, Mom, look, I think we should reach out to Gavin Walker's agency, see if they can help us, blah, blah, blah. She pleads and pleads with Darlene. Darlene agrees and says, all right, cool. I'll set up a meeting. So Darlene sets up a meeting. They go meet with Gavin. Gavin's given all the right words, the right things to say to make a eager green person take the bait, right? Everything he said, London's like, yes, 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 yes. But Darlene's like, no, 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 no. I don't trust you. Don't sound right. Something about you's off, my boy. And you'll think that Darlene's being a protective mother of her daughter, but as you watch the film, you kind of find out why Darlene really was hesitant on working with Gavin. But I'll get to that in a second. But anyway, so Darlene pretty much starts pitching ideas and pitching things that she, would make her feel like he's a good fit for managing London. And he pretty much shuts her down real quick and like, nah, that's not gonna work, boo. But this will work. So Darlene instantly gets offended and is like, nope, we're not doing it. And she tells London, come on, let's go. So London's like, damn, mama, like, you didn't even hear him out all the way. She shuts that down, and Darlene pulls some strings. So they end up going home. Well, I'm jumping ahead. I'm sorry. They end up going home, and Darlene and London start having this little mother-daughter argument about how Darlene was embarrassing. She didn't listen to nothing he said. But before they left, London had seen Erica coming in and walking into Gavin's office, and she instantly, once again, showed signs of jealousy again towards Erica about Gavin. But anyway, so like I said, they had this little mother daughter banter about Darlene embarrassing her and whatever. But Darlene had booked her a social media event, a social media influencers event thing for her to go to. It was already booked, but she booked her to go to it, if that makes sense. So She goes and she goes and she gets, all dolled up by Jay, her stylist slash best friend. He gets her all nice and dolled up, gets her hair all nice and pretty, gets her, beat, her face beat. I think they still say that. I don't know. But he gets her all good to go. They both end up going to the social media influencers event, and when she gets there, she goes and she gets in there. They he, and she sees Erica. She goes over to approach Erica and tries to talk to Erica. And while they're in the middle of having a conversation, this is when Cash Monette pulls up and she interrupts their conversation, being real rude with her dusty ass. Cause I'ma keep it a buck. The outfit she had on was mad dusty. And matter of fact, if I can find the actual picture, I'm gonna put it up because her outfit was dusty. I don't care. I know I don't look the best right now, but I'm at home in my living room on my couch telling y'all about a movie. Catch me outside and I'll show you how to hook it up. Her outfit was dusty. Don't care. Argue with your mama. But anyway, so she rudely interrupts them and London runs off to the bathroom, you know, all in her feelings or whatever. And Erica tells her like, "Yo, that's not how I move. Don't do stuff like that, cause that was rude. I don't move like that. Don't do that." And Monet's like, "Okay, girl, whatever." So while London's in the bathroom, she hears someone come in, right? But she's in the bathroom, and it flashes from her to flashes it back to everybody outside, kicking it, having a good time. And then Jay walks over to Cash and Monet, and Eric's table. He talking to them. Now Jay's supposed to be London's best friend, so I don't know why he wasn't in the bathroom checking on his homegirl versus in them two scallywags' face. But he was. He was all in their face, chit chatting it up with them, and while they're talking, London comes out dizzy, blurry, head busted, and she tells him she was attacked and all this other stuff, right? So of course it gets attention. Nobody knows who attacked her. She don't know who attacked her. She says, "I don't know. I didn't see him. It was from behind." And at this point, Gavin, he sees it, and from the way the film made it look, it made it like he was nervous, like he did something, and it was supposed to be an attention grabber, and it caught my attention very well. So London ends up going home, and she can't stop reading the blog. She's so obsessed with the fact that everybody sees her. They know they got sympathy for her. You know, but she also is a little shooken up by what happened, right? And Darlene, lets her know like get off of social media, get some rest, relax. It's whatever. After they get done talking, Darlene goes downstairs and finds that Gavin is outside her home knocking on her door. So she lets him in. They get to talking about business, and he agrees to represent London underneath the terms that Darlene requested. So London finds out that he's agreed. So at this point now London's living her best life. London's out here booking shoots. London's out here telling interviews about what happened to her, and she's just living the life that she wanted. She's starting to become famous. She's starting to become noticed. So after that, like I said, she's living up her life. Her and Jay kicking it, turning up, having a good time. After all of that happens, we get to see Cash and Erica at lunch. Right, they're having lunch and they're getting like these threatening. Erica's getting these threatening text messages sent to her from random accounts. Right, random people, and Cash tells her, "Why don't you just go ahead and block him?" And she's like, "If I block him, that's a follower I lose. And I need every follower that I have." Another, just too thirsty for followers. Because somebody sending me threatening messages, I'm gonna just go ahead and have to block you. And every time you create another account, I'm gonna just block that account. No follower is worth that torment. They try to blow it off as just some weirdo, but sometimes it's not just a weirdo, man. But anyway, so they having that conversation. They decide to end their lunch and they're leaving. As they're leaving, Cash ends up getting a threatening message next. And she all out loud talking, if you got something, blah, blah, blah. She just being loud and ghetto. Um, and then after that, London gets one. And London runs to her mama and she's like, "Mama, look at this. Like she's panicking. Her mom was like, relax, relax. This is the price that you pay when you want to be famous. This is what comes with it. But relax, it's no big deal. Mama got it. She calls Gavin and asks Gavin to give her some security. Gavin like hell to the no. My other clients don't even have security. She's not getting no security. She'll be fine. Not doing it. So he shuts that down. So London starts having like these weird mood swings, right? And her and Jay were out working out. And she starts having these little weird mood swings. Her car gets repossessed. And you would think that that's why she had a mood swing, but it wasn't the first time in the film she had a mood swing. But she has this weird mood swing where her car gets repossessed. Jay's recording it. He thinks it's funny. She don't think it's funny, which is natural. Nobody would think that that shit's funny. And she snaps on him. And then she goes from snapping on him to like, what's wrong with you? Like, why are you tripping? Get over yourself. And then she snaps on him again, and goes off on him one more time and then leaves him. And then after that happens, you start to see London become like this little diva. She starts becoming a little diva. She starts to spaz out and have random outbursts, random disrespectful moments between her and her mother, and even so far as to where she starts doing little things with Gavin. Watch the film, you'll find out what little things I'm talking about. She starts doing little things with Gavin, going a little beyond manager to client expectations, if you will. Um, so she gets Gavin to get her a deal with Colored Kissed or Kiss Colored. I forget the name of the company. I think it was Color Kiss. She ends up having Gavin get her a meeting with them. Well, unfortunately, because of her little mood swing, she slept through. Her phone died, and she didn't. And her alarm, so her alarm didn't go off because her phone died. So she ends up missing the meeting, and Cash Monet ends up cleaning up and getting the brand deal with Color Kiss, or the collaboration, if you will. And she finds out her bestie Jay was there, glammed her up, made her look like he would make London look. And she confronts Jay about it. He gets all defensive and he like, girl, you don't ever post when I glam you up. You don't even post it. So, which is kind of false because the night she got attacked, there, his beat was there, but whatever. So she gets mad at him, hangs up the phone with him, right? At this point in the story, like I said, she's becoming this little diva. After she found out her bestie was being two-faced, she starts blacking out and having like these little weird spasm moments. Well, while she's doing that, Darlene starts noticing that London's becoming a second person, which apparently London has a second personality named Zara. And she notices it because she says the name, but she doesn't go too far into the conversation with London about it. She kind of just noticed it. And at that point, Darlene runs to James for help about the situation, tells James like something's wrong with her again, like it's happening again. And James is like, this is why you should have kept her getting the help she needed. Because you took her away and thought you had it under control, and look at it. Now you don't. So he tells her he'll get her touch to the doctor and let the doctor know that they need her help, that they need help. London and Gavin start spending a lot more time together. They start getting really, really close, like real close. And she starts, like I said, she starts becoming this different person, acting different, being different, and everybody's noticing it, but London. Everybody else is noticing it, but see, Darlene is noticing a different person. Everybody else thinks that she's just becoming this little diva and somebody you can't trust, right? Because London has this little moment with Gavin, he feels impelled to help her actually land a collaborational deal with Color Kiss. So he makes them offer both Cash and London a collaborational deal. Well, Cash ain't having it. Cash is like, nah, bro, it was supposed to just be me. I'm not working with her. But I'm against it. I don't get what Cash beef was with London from the jump. Like she didn't do nothing to her. But she gets on. Cash tells him pretty much like, since you gonna pick her over me, I'm gonna leave the agency. So Cash quits the agency and goes on about her business. Well, she hops on live and starts trash talking. Cash starts trash talking London and talking bad about her. Then hops on the phone, starts talking bad about her to Erica and tells Erica like, I left the deal. I'm not dealing with the agency no more. He tripping, and you need to watch your man because he seems like he's getting a little too cozy with London. And Erica like, girl, that's not even what it is. Okay, that's not what it is. And Cash like, okay, believe what you want to. Well, while Cash is on the phone with London, I mean not London, I'm sorry, but Cash is on the phone with Erica, and while they're talking, Erica yells at, "Who is that behind you?" And before Cash can react, she ends up getting stabbed to death too. So now we done lost Cash, right? Before that happened, Darlene was talking to the doctor and letting the doctor know like it's happening again, and the doctor tells her you need to bring her in because this is urgent. This is really urgent. Like a multiple personality disorder is not a joke, and that's basically what they're saying. London has is multiple personality disorder, which is why she's having these blackout moments and can't remember when she said something or did something or who did it or what happened, because it's not her. It's another personality that she has that's doing these things, right? So, like I said, the doctor tells her to bring London in immediately. Well, like I told y'all, Cash ended up getting stabbed to death, and London was watching the news, and on the news finds out that Cash was stabbed to death, and like I mentioned earlier, Tori was also stabbed to death, right? So now you got two social media influencers, two big social media influencers who now have been stabbed to death with no evidence of who did it, right? Now, in the movie, you can tell when Tori got stabbed and when Cash got stabbed, you can kind of tell it's either a woman or a real thick man. So since, like I said, London's so consumed about being so famous, she can care less about Cash getting killed. She didn't care, to be honest. She didn't care at all. She was more upset that Cash's death was trending over her. That's all she cared about. Well, Erica ends up confronting Gavin about him and London's relationship because a picture of him and London got leaked out to the press, and it looked very romantic, if you will, to Erica at least. And Blue, not Blue, and Gavin's like, "Girl, you're tripping. That's she's just a client. I've taken clients on plenty of dinner dates before." And Erica like, "Yeah, okay, whatever you say, bruh." So he tell her, like, you need to relax, like you tripping. You going cray cray. Relax. So Erica's like, okay, you want to gaslight me? You want to play me like I'm crazy? We just need to take a break. We don't need it. I'm not for this shit. Well, he's like, okay, we're gonna take a break. That means I can mess with whoever I want to. She's like, I don't care. Do your thing. She really was like, she didn't care. So London eventually pulls up to Gavin's house. They have a little back and forth argument, banter, and Gavin's like, girl, you playing with my life right now. My woman mad at me because of a picture that got leaked of me and you. And he puts Erica at his house. I mean, not Erica, I'm sorry. He puts London out of his house. And London ended up going home. She blacks out again, has a little spasm moment. And the next morning, she wakes up to find a video of her and Gavin on the internet. And she blames her mama. At first, her mama like, "What are you talking about? Like, what are you talking about?" She shows her mama, and her mama's like, "Oh my goodness!" And then it clicks to London that the only other person she told that to was well, she actually never told her mama. Her mama just found out that way. But the only other person she told was Jay about the video, and she showed only Jay. So now she knows that Jay leaked the vote video. But however, when she called Jay like, girl, you text me last night and told me to post that and make sure that it didn't get back to you. So I did what you said. And she goes to read the text message. She's like, oh crap. So now Erica knows for sure that Gavin really was cheating on her with London. So now they really, whatever. So Gavin starts ignoring London. London starts to black out, starts having these phasable moments, and Darlene goes to go try to check on London in London's room, but London is nowhere to be found. But her shower is running, right? So with her shower running, Darlene has a flashback to when she was cleaning London up in the bathroom because London had blood. Oh, this was when London was a little girl. London had blood all over her. Doesn't say why, but she just had blood all over her. And Darlene was cleaning London up. So at this point, London seems like she's getting ready. She's black, like I said, she's blacking out and she's having a manic episode. Gavin's ignoring her. She's upset about the video getting posted and it's not giving her what she wants. And she blacks out. The next thing you know, somebody knocks on Jay's door and he says, "What you doing here?" And then he gets stabbed to death. That's victim number 3 to get stabbed to death. We don't know who this person is. We just know somebody's getting stabbed to death. So after that, Erica approaches Gavin. They have a little heart to heart. He's still trying to gaslight her a little bit about him and London's situation, but she like, I don't care about none of that. If you want to prove to me that you really truly love me and you only want to be with me, you're gonna drop London. You're gonna fire her immediately, effective immediately, not next week, not next day, not no. You're gonna drop her effective immediately, and we're gonna go from there. Well, while that's going on, he's like, this is just business, shorty. Like, but she like, I don't care. Get rid of her. So he agrees to do it, but while he's doing that, a detective pulls up to London and Darlene's home, and the detective tells them pretty much that Jay was murdered. And London is hysterical. She's frantically crying. She's upset. She's like confused as to why her best friend got killed, and she's just so distraught. And the detective kind of looking at London like, you full of shit. It's kind of how he looking at her, but he don't say it. But Darlene, however, starts thinking, you're full of shit. Because when I asked you where you were last night, you claim you was here all night, but I know you weren't here all night because I went to your room and you weren't there. So you're full of shit. Something ain't adding up. So Darlene, after the detective leaves, Darlene runs up and goes into London's room. And she's searching through London's room and she finds a gold and silver box. And in that box, she opens it up. Jay's chain is there, a bloody knife is there, bloody clothes is there, and she's like, holy shit. If you ain't figured it out by now, London has been killing her. And London killed Jay. And Darlene didn't know about anybody else, she just knew about Jay for sure. And she confronts her, London, about it, and London's like, I don't know what you're talking about, mama. I ain't do nothing. And, actually, I'm sorry, no. Before London came upstairs, London got a letter from the doorman about getting fired or dropped from the agency, right? So now she mad about that. Then she come upstairs and find her mama snooping through her shit. Now she mad about that, right? So at this point, this is when we find out that for sure that Zara is London's multiple personality disorder other personnel, her other identity. And Darlene starts having a back and forth banter with Zara, the second personality, and she's trying to get London snapped out of it, and London is not nowhere to be found. Zara has taken over London completely, and they're going back and forth. And Darlene's trying to convince London or Zara to let her take her to go get some help. And while she's doing that, she tries to, kind of grab London, if you will, and Zara, aka London, cuts Darlene's hand, and they, you know, it makes London snap back into reality, and then out of nowhere, she snaps right back out, and she's right back to being Zara. And Darlene tries to stop Zara, aka London, from doing anything else because she tells her pretty much, I gotta go take care of Gavin. And Darlene's like, no, 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 no. We don't need no more bloodshed. We don't need no more people killed. Before Darlene and London have their little moment that's getting ready to happen, Darlene has another flashback of when London was little. London and Darlene fled the home. And she tells James that her husband Aaron tried to kill her, right? Now we fast forward back to what I was just talking about. Darlene has a flashback, but this time we get a full flashback, and you see Aaron, Darlene's husband, he was beating on her. And the therapist had told, or the doctor had told Darlene that everything that London had seen Aaron do to Darlene was affecting her mentally, and she learned how to cope with it by creating a second personality, aka hence the personality disorder. Well, when the flashback that Darlene was having was of Aaron beating on her and London trying to stop him from beating on her mama, and he pushed London down, and London went and grabbed a pair of scissors and she killed her father with the pair of scissors, which hence the blood that Darlene was cleaning off of London. Well, she's having that flashback and that she can get London help, just let her help, let her help. And unfortunately, Zara has taken over London to the point where London ends up killing Darlene, her mother. She ends up killing her. And when she ends up killing her, um, before Darlene dies, Darlene calls James and tells James, "Hey, I need you to get to Gavin's house immediately, and I need you to save our daughter." So now we find out that James is actually London's daddy and not Aaron, which was Darlene's ex-husband. So my thought is maybe Aaron was beating on Darlene that day because he found out that London isn't even his child and that she was really James's child. So that could be why. It doesn't give an excuse for him to be beating on her, but that's probably why he did. Well, London ends up pulling up to Gavin's house. She ends up knocking him out. I think she tased him maybe or something, but she ends up knocking him out, tying him up, and she ends up setting Erica up to come to the home so she can try to kill Erica. But before Erica got there, London, aka Zara, ends up telling Gavin, like, I killed Tori. I killed Cash Monet. I killed my own best friend, Jay. And I'm about to kill your girl, Erica, too. And he like, girl, what? And then he also finds out London smashed London's head into the mirror. Did nobody else do that? London smashed London's head into the mirror. And now he like, yo, what the hell? Like, I really, really hit the psycho jackpot. So now he's spooked. Well, Erica finally gets there, and Erica tries to go untie Gavin, but when she takes the mouth gag off, he tells her to run. She's here, and London tries to cut her. She missed. They doing a little bob and weave. They do, they have this little moment, and they have a little tussle, if you will. And eventually, as you all can guess, Erica ends up winning the battle and kills London, right? And then the movie ends with Erica and Gavin on live talking about their experience with what they dealt with London, and basically how they want everybody to respect their privacy while they work through the emotional trauma from that and blah blah blah. So that's pretty much how the movie ends. Right? Now, I'm sorry. London was striving for 5 million subscribers on her social media platform, right? And before all that chaos started, I think she was only at maybe a million, maybe 2 million. I can't remember exactly how many followers she had at one point. I think it might have even been 500K. Over the course of her 30-day venture, she was growing followers. Before she died, she was at 4.9999999 million followers. The day or I'm gonna just say that because that's it, it clicked to 5 million when the day that she died basically. So basically she wanted to be famous so bad, one of those 5 million followers so bad that her second personality took over and went into psycho mode. And unfortunately she died before she even got a chance to see those 5 million followers. And hence the name of the movie, Dying to Be Famous. Because people are dying to be famous. So my few little notes that I have, it's not too many about the notes. That's the recap of the story, if you will. My few notes is, I don't know why the hell they had Al B. Sure playing the preacher. I don't know what that was necessary for. Cash Monet, she still seems shady. I don't care nothing about her trying to give Erica no heads up about Gavin and London. She still seems shady to me. It is what it is. Um, Jay was definitely two-faced it because how are you my friend and you so thirsty for social media yourself that you don't even recognize that I'm going through some weird changes. Things I wouldn't normally have you do for me or normally do, I got you doing. Like you're a two-faced friend. I'm sorry. You should have known when she asked you to upload that video of her and Gavin, you should have known that something was off and not done it. Two, you kikiing it up in her competitor's face, giving her going to go glam her competitor up and then telling people that she's the original one, and basically downplaying your friendship with London, like when London's your bestie. So he was two-faced. I agree with London. He was definitely two-faced. And then um the only other thing that I had a note on was what I said earlier. I feel like maybe Aaron snapped and was beating on Darlene because he found out that London wasn't his daughter. Once again, that gives him no excuse to beat on nobody. But I feel like that might have been the reason why he was beating on Darlene. Um, and honestly, you know, when Darlene realized her daughter was going through her multiple personality disorder again, she should have called the police and had them come and take her daughter. I know how much it hurts to do stuff like that, but I would have had them come and get my daughter. And I would have had them take her to an institution. I would have had them take her so that we can get her the help she needs to get her back on track. Because when she seen that she was derailing, she should have stopped it because it would have saved a lot of people's lives. This girl then killed several people. So at some point, as her mother, you knew it wasn't right and you knew she wasn't right. And you should have just stepped in and been the big dog and shut it down. Point blank in the period. Point blank in the period. One last thing that we do on this new vamped podcast is we do a segment 3, which is concluding the film. So let's conclude the film, guys. And you know how we do it. Let me hold on. Now we get to put this up here because on concluding the film, I need my hands real quick. So for concluding the film, the movie was a good watch. It gave a Tubi vibe. Not gonna lie to you, definitely gave me like a Tubi vibe. But it still was a good movie. Had a little bit better acting than most Tubi movies that I've seen, at least. The storyline was planned out very well. The actresses and actresses were doing, they were doing pretty good. The only one I had a problem with was Cash Monette. Her acting it wasn't bad. Don't I'm not even gonna diss. It wasn't bad. It was a little dry at some points. At some points, I feel like she didn't give it her all, and at some points she did. Like the little scene where she called herself trying to intervene between Erica and London's conversation. That shit was dry to me. All of their social media lives were dry. All of them. And I don't know if that was a dig on social media influencers in general and like how they are on their live streams. I don't know if that's what that was supposed to be a dig at, but all of their live streams were dry. All of them. Um, but here on Conclude That Film segment, you know what we do. We like to rate that film. Wow. So let's rate that film. I'm sorry, I want to give this a 5.7 out of 10. It was a good watch. Like I said, if you watch it once and you probably never watch it again, or you may watch it again. It just depends on what your kind of movie stream is. If I was to watch this again, it'd probably be to watch it with maybe someone who hasn't watched it yet to kind of get their opinion. But I don't see me foresee me going back and rewatching this movie within the next week or two. Maybe maybe a couple months later on down the road when I want to rewatch a movie, I might turn this one on. But 5.7 out of 10, it's still a good movie, just not my speed. Um, Reason why I gave it this rating, so the rate, um, I didn't like the fact she killed her mother. Didn't like that. Um, the movie was good, but some of those characters could have been left out. Like, I'm not even trying to be a dick, but Jay, Cash Monet, even the detective, um, Hell, the doctor. A lot of them could have been left out. I get why they were in the film, but they really didn't need to be, considering that we didn't utilize them more than just maybe a scene or two. Cash Monet's character did get idolized more throughout the movie, or not idolized, yeah, idolized. Like she got used more throughout the film, but I still just don't think her character was all that necessary. Um, if you want a little bit of, a little mystery, a little drama, a little psycho, a little craziness, then yeah, watch this movie. It's got a little bit of everything in it. Just a little bit. Like I said, it was a good watch. I still believe some of the characters could have been done without in the movie. The movie was about, like I said, it was an hour 25 minutes. So it to me, that's the appropriate amount of time to tell that story that was being told. That fit. That time frame fit. Usually, I disagree with how long some movies be, but that actually fit with that movie. Um, but yeah, this has been your host with the most, the real Taylor Nicole, and I've always appreciated everyone who comes in and views with me week after week. Stay tuned with me. Like I said, a few months, not a few months, but a few weeks ago, I do have another project coming up. If you haven't seen the pre-trailer, um, what you can do is click the link below and watch the pre-trailer, and or just go to my page and go look at my shorts. It's in my shorts film area, or go click on the playlist for Anguished. Either one. It's so many different ways that you can find it. Go watch the pre-trailer before the real trailer gets released. And like I said, thanks to everyone who's viewing. Thank you for tuning in with me. Once again, Argue with Your Mom has been Taylor Nicole. Back at it again with another episode. Argue with Your Mama. See you later. Peace out. Oh yeah, before I go, make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, and share. Thank you.